the actual broadcast. When you all jump on, drop me a comment. Let me know where you all are tuning in from. Keysha LaShaun here. Listen, I'm so happy and grateful now that I have 100,000 YouTube subscribers. I'm so happy and grateful now that I have 100,000 YouTube subscribers. You guys, listen. Decision is the only work for you to do, to decide, right? For you to decide what it is that you desire. Today, we hit 36,000 YouTube subscribers on today, right? 36,000 today. I'm so happy and grateful for that, you all. I did not know how. I mean, I know you upload videos and all that good stuff, but exactly how, you guys, I just, knew I was just going to show up each and every Sunday, right? That's what I said I was committed to, right? Showing up each and every Sunday and doing a live stream. And I decided that I was going to read The Power of Awareness, and that was what I was going to do, right? And so a way is always made for you all. When you decide, the cooperative components of the universe go to work to bring to you what is required for the fulfillment of that desire. All right. Drop me a 1 in the comments. Let me know you guys can hear me, because I'm just going to check my audio, okay, on my computer, because you know what? Before I get to yapping and going, you guys, I want to make sure that you all can hear me clearly and we are coming good over on the actual, the internet, okay? All right, so let's just turn, and I think I want to turn up my light. It's kind of flickering or whatever, but hey. Okay, so let's just check that. As you all jump on, drop me a comment. Let me know where you all are tuning in from here over on the YouTubes and stuff. Let's see here. And once I know the volume. Okay, good. We're good. Okay, so we're good. I can keep going. Okay, so I want to just jump into this, you guys, because I don't want to prolong this, because you guys know my commentary can get long, all right? We're reading The Power of Awareness, okay, Neville Goddard. I am such a student, okay, of this particular teaching. I love it so much. As a law of assumption. You can grab the book. I grabbed it at half price books. We're on chapter 4. You could literally still catch up with us. I have like a couple of videos before where I'm actually reading the book and actually giving my commentary on it. So you could definitely watch those. It's very short chapters. Today's chapter is chapter 4. So we're just on chapter 4. And we're going to be talking about desire. And I think this is so relevant to where I am in life, right? And what I'm actually teaching. I think this chapter is going to be so relevant. I haven't even read the chapter at all. So we're going to be reading this together. I'm going to be introduced to the concepts at the same time as you. All right. So we'll be going through this together. And you get to glean from this what your spirit is wanting for you. I am not your master, okay? I'm not your leader, right? I'm not here to proselytize. I think that's the word. I'm not here to proselytize anyone. You don't need to agree with any of this, because this is just a book, right? It's just a book, and it can resonate with your spirit or it doesn't, and that's okay. Either way it goes is completely okay, and that's where I wish people would just get to that and not think that everybody has to agree with the way you've decided to think and how you decide to be in your life. Hello, somebody. Okay, so let's go on. All right, so we're in chapter 4, desire. The changes which takes place in your life as a result of your change concept of self always appear to the unenlightened to be the result not of a change of your consciousness, but of chance, outer cause, or coincidence. However, the only fate governing your life is the fate determined by your own concepts, your own assumptions. For an assumption, though false, if persistent in, will harden into fact. I want to just pause right there, okay? Because you got to catch that. Listen. However, the only fate governing your life is the fate determined by your own concepts, your own assumptions. For an assumption, though false. So it can be a false assumption. This doesn't have to even be the truth. Okay. So for an assumption, though false, if persisted in, will harden into fact. You have to make a mental note of that. So I like to say this with everything in your life, it is your assumption. So, for example, if you are someone who is dating, all right, and you think that the dating pool is trash. You've made an assumption that the dating pool is trash. Well, even though that is false, even though it's false, because you have assumed it to be true, that's going to be the truth for you, even though there are amazing men everywhere. I mean, everywhere. They're everywhere. Okay. But it's going to be according to your assumption. Be it unto you according to your word. All right. So be careful. So if you have an area in your life and you are like, this is not this ain't what I want, right? Your money. Okay. We don't have to talk about dating. We can talk about even with finances. If you assume that the economy is trash, if you assume we're all going to hell in a handbasket, that you're robbing Peter to pay Paul, you can't get ahead, you go 2 steps, you go 5 steps back. If those are your assumptions when it comes to money, that money is hard to get, money is hard to come by, you have to work hard for the money, right? And like I said, those are assumptions that you likely got from someone else. You likely got those from the environment in which you were raised in. You saw people working really hard for money. And so from 0 to 7, you kind of made your assumptions about life. So if you saw people working very hard for money but didn't still have money left over once they worked really hard, then you made an assumption about money, how it's made. It's hard to come by. It's hard to get. You're always having to spend more than you make and all those assumptions. So in order to change that, because that's false, because there's people right now that are living very well. They're not working hard, right? And I always say, if working hard was the key to money, then people who work in construction, people who work in very hard, laborious jobs should be making the most money, if that were the truth. If that were the truth, the hardest working people should be making the most money, but that's not what's happening. There are people who are doing much less, okay? They're sitting at jobs, they're sitting at the desk, you know what I'm saying? They're making a few calls and stuff like that, and they're making tons of money. Right? So that's not the truth. So we have to change our assumptions in order to change our life. Okay, so let's keep going. All right, the ideal you seek and hope to attain will not manifest itself, will not be realized by you until you have imagined that you are already that ideal. The ideal you seek. So whatever it is that you seek and hope to attain, you will not manifest it. It will not be realized by you until you have imagined that you are already that ideal. So you have to step into the identity of the person that already has what you desire. Step into the identity of it. All right. Identity shifting is what I like to call it. Shift your identity to the person that already has whatever it is you desire. I told you guys about me and my weight loss story, right? I didn't wait until I had released the weight in order to now identify as a healthy woman. I went to the gym today. I went to the gym yesterday. I skipped it on Friday, so I went on Thursday, Wednesday, right? I stepped into the identity of a healthy person long before the weight loss even happened, long before the solution, the resolution, the way for me to actually lose the weight, long before that even showed up. I had actually identified as a woman who was healthy, right? So you have to step into the identity of someone. So if it's wealth that you desire, you have to step into the identity of someone that is already wealthy. And you can ask yourself, okay, so what is one thing that I can actually do in order to solidify my identity, in order to say, I have decided to be a wealthy person? You guys, this can be as simple as looking at your car. And is your car dirty? And I'm not kidding, right? Looking at how you live. Do you have towels, right, that have holes in them? Okay, like just, it's not even about doing something extravagant or anything like that. It's about saying, okay, would a person who already has what I desire live like this? Right? I'm such a, like, my car, you guys, and everything around me, I'm real, like, you know what? I'm always saying, like, the identity, the woman that I've decided to be, does her car look like this? Right? And I can just course correct, right? I'm not saying that all the time. My car, I'm like obsessing over my car, right? But it's like, I'm always saying the identity, the woman I've decided to be, Does she do this? And I can course correct, right? So let's keep going. All right, so there is no escape for you except by a radical psychological transformation of yourself, except by your assumption of the feeling of your wish fulfilled. There's no escape for you, okay? There's no escape for you except by a radical psychological transformation of yourself, except by your assumption of the feeling of your wish fulfilled. Therefore, make results or accomplishments the crucial test of your ability to use your imagination. Everything depends on your attitude towards yourself. Write that down. Everything depends on my attitude towards myself. Everything depends on my attitude towards myself. I always like to use dating examples, y'all, okay? Obviously, because I'm, dating and stuff. And one of the things that probably maybe a year ago was downloaded to me was raise your standards for yourself. There was a time, you guys, where I would not date a man who worked out. Literally. On the dating app, if he looked fit and fine, okay, and he looked like he went to the gym a couple times a week, you guys, I wouldn't even match with those men, because I was like, you know what, he's gonna be, tripping on me about going to the gym and all that, and I ain't got time for that, right? What I realized was that my standard for myself, I needed to raise it in order to even to access a different class of men, right? Everything depends on your attitude towards yourself. And what I realized was like working out for me is not just vanity. It's not just about me going to the gym to weigh a certain thing. It's about how I choose to show myself that I love myself. It's an act of self-love for me to go to the gym. So I would, at this point now, I'm like, I don't want to date a man who doesn't love himself and take care of his own body. And that was something that I had to come to grips. I was like, girl, you need to take care of your own body. Like, why would you not take care of your body? Why would you not walk? Why would you not take care of your body, right? So it's really, everything depends on your attitude towards yourself, okay? That which you will not affirm as true of yourself can never be realized by you, for the attitude alone is the necessary condition by which you realize your goal. You guys, that's so good. Everything depends on your attitude towards yourself. That which you will not affirm as true of yourself can never be realized by you. For that attitude alone is the necessary condition by which you realize your goal. All transformation is based upon suggestion, and this can work only where you lay yourself completely open to an influence. Let's read that again. Okay, all transformation is based upon suggestion. And this can work only where you lay yourself completely open to an influence. You must abandon yourself to your ideal as a woman abandons herself to love, for complete abandonment of self to it is the way to union with your ideal. You gotta let go of it all, right? You got to let go of it all and lay yourself completely that this is who I am. This is what I have decided, okay? Okay, so let's keep going. You must assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled until your assumption has all the sensory vividness of reality. You guys, oh my goodness. You must assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled until your assumption has all the sensory vividness of reality. You must imagine that you are already experiencing what you desire. That is the key. That's why I say, what can you do to identify with what you have decided to become? What's the simple thing you can do, right? So for me, when I first got started, I was like, I am going to walk 10,000 steps. Because that's what a healthy woman would do. A healthy woman would actually walk, take care of her heart, right? So you must imagine that you are already experiencing what you desire. That is, you must assume the feeling of the fulfillment of your desire until you are possessed by it. And this feeling crowds all other ideas out of your consciousness. Okay, listen. You must assume the feeling of the fulfillment of your desire until you are possessed by it. And the feeling crowds all other ideas out of your consciousness. The man who is not prepared for the conscious plunge into the assumption of the wish fulfilled and the faith that it is the only way to the realization of his dream is not ready to live consciously by the law of assumption. Although there's no doubt that he does live by the law of assumption unconsciously. That's why, you guys, if you wonder why I changed the name of this YouTube channel, let me drink some water. She's always manifested. Because you're always manifesting. Whether you're doing it consciously or unconsciously, you are always manifesting. There's not a time where you're not manifesting. So it's not a matter of, you don't even need to learn how to do this. You don't need to learn. No one needs to coach you on how to manifest. You know how to do that. You were manifesting. You've been manifesting since you were born. You came here with the technique. You came here with whatever was required for you to live in this life and to fulfill your desires. So manifesting is something you do by your pure nature, just your existence. Just because you're alive, you know how to manifest. So that's why I changed the name of the channel. She's always manifesting, right? She's always manifesting, right? So welcome. Okay. So the man who is not prepared for the conscious plunge into the assumption of the wish fulfilled and the faith that it is the only way to the realization of his dream is not ready to live consciously by the law of assumption. Although there's no doubt that he does live by the law of assumption unconsciously. But for you who accept this principle and are ready to live by consciously assuming that your wish is already fulfilled, the adventure of life begins. Hey, life begins today, baby, okay? Those of you guys who are here that have joined me on this actual journey, you're like, Keysha, I've been waiting for you. Then listen, I have been waiting for you, okay? It is time for you to live your adventure of life. The adventure of life begins, okay? To reach a higher level of being, you must assume a higher concept of yourself. You guys, the only work for you to do is for you. It's only you. The only work for you to do is to heal your concept of yourself, to see yourself different. That's it. That's the only work. When you do that, you heal everything. That's what I firmly believe, right? If I heal my concept of self, then listen, I heal it all, right? So, but for you to accept this principle and are ready to live by consciously assuming that your wish is already fulfilled, the adventure of life begins. To reach a higher level of being, you must assume a higher concept of self. And that's why I say, like in dating, raise your standards for yourself. That's your self-concept. That's how you see you, right? So I could no longer just want to date men who didn't work out and want to date men, because those men there's a lot more that goes along with those men, right? And it's like, as they get older, now we're talking about health issues and health problems and all this kind of stuff. Come on, you guys. So it was like, whoa, right? I had to raise my standards for myself. So it's like, Keysha, you need to work out because you should show your self-love. Come on, self-love. Do the things because you love yourself. Don't do things to get anything, you guys. Ladies that are watching me, that are listening to me, you guys, and listen, if you haven't already done so, be sure to hit that subscribe button, right? Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Also, click the bell notification so when I go live, you're actually notified. And also, you guys, my school community is absolutely free, okay? My school community, I'll put it in the description, is absolutely free for you to join. You're going to get my 7-day self-concept reset challenge. So those of you guys who are here that you're like, oh man, I really want to work on this self-concept thing. Listen, then you're going to get access to my 7-day self-concept reset inside of my school. It's absolutely free. And I'm going to give you access to my Faceless page checklist. So if you want to know what, should you do a Faceless page? What niche should you do your Faceless page in and all that kind of stuff? I actually will help you. I have software that will help you to really identify what's a good Faceless page for you to do. If you choose to do that, you don't have to, but if you choose to do that, that's going to be available for you guys. Listen, I believe that identity is first, right? Income is the effect. Identity is the cause. Income is the effect. Identity is the cause. So if you heal your identity, you heal your self-concept of yourself, your income will reflect your self-concept. Your income will reflect how you see yourself, because your income right now is a result of what you value yourself. And you could fix it. You can change it. I don't want to hear nobody, oh my God, I can't. Keysha, the government, this, all. No. I don't hear any of that. No, it's you have the power. You have the power to change your reality. Period. End of story. All right. I'm not here to proselytize and help talk about, oh, you're a victim of circumstance. You're a victim of this life and victim of this and victim of that. No, you're the creator of your own reality. You want a different reality? You create it. I'll teach you how to do it. I'm going to show you. I'm going to come here live every single Sunday, right? I'll spend the rest of my life helping women to heal their self-concept. Okay. Okay, let's finish this chapter, y'all. Okay. Okay. All right. So, to reach a higher level of being, you must assume a higher concept of yourself. If you will not imagine yourself as other than what you are, then you remain as you are. Ooh. Hi, Sharon. Welcome. If you will not imagine yourself as other than what you are, then you remain as you are. As I said, you guys, it's all, the power is within. The power is within, okay? It's not without, all right? So, for if ye believe not that I am he, ye shall die in your sins. If you do not believe that you are he, the person you want to be, then you remain as you are. Through the faithful, systematic cultivation of the feeling of the wish fulfilled, desire becomes a promise of its own fulfillment. The assumption of the feeling of the wish fulfilled makes the future dream a present fact. You guys, listen. The assumption of the feeling of the wish fulfilled makes the future dream a present fact. Oh my goodness, you guys. Listen. Before we go, I want to just, share, the 5 points, okay, that this chapter talked about, in case you guys you didn't hear me reading it, to give you guys the 5 points, okay? Number 1, desire is the beginning of all creation. Neville teaches that the desire is not something to suppress. It's the seed of creation planted by your higher self. Desire is the mainspring of action, the urge of life seeking fuller expression, okay? Number 2, you already possess what you desire in awareness. You don't chase desires. You assume them. Everything you desire already exists in consciousness, waiting for you to claim it through assumption. That which you feel yourself to be, you are, and you are given that which you are conscious of being. Desire reveals your next state of consciousness. So number 3, desire reveals your next state of consciousness. Every desire points to a new self-concept. Every desire points to a new self-concept. You're not trying to get something. You're being invited to become someone. Number 4, feeling is the bridge between desire and fulfillment. Thinking about what you want isn't enough. You must feel it real. Emotions impregnate imagination. Emotions impregnate imagination. 5, you're never asked to figure out the how. Number 5, you're never asked to figure out the how. Neville reminds us that the way is always prepared by your assumption. The bridge of incident unfolds naturally once you persist in the end. You guys, you are never asked to figure out the how. One of the things I told you guys a couple months ago, I decided to have 100,000 YouTube subscribers. I just decided. I made the decision. That's what I choose. I choose for me. And that's my higher self asking me to become more, right? I decided this because I asked myself, why do you want to do that? Why do you want 100,000 YouTube subscribers? You guys, I don't need YouTube to pay my bills. I don't need to teach the self-concept work. I don't need to do any of this in order to pay my bills. I personally believe that I am one of the greatest spiritual teachers that ever walked the planet. And so therefore, it's my joy to get on YouTube and teach what has been downloaded inside of me before I was formed in my mother's womb. That's what it is. So I want to teach. I want to lead all the spiritual teachers that I actually watch that have gone on. They still have content that's left behind that people can consume, and people can still change their life with the content that they left behind. So that's the why. What YouTube channel? Why? To leave my voice behind, to help someone to see that they are the answer that they seek. That's it. Now, income is the effect. Income is an effect. Identity is the cause. Because I'm actually doing the work that I was brought here to do, income will be a byproduct. That will be an effect of me doing the work that I'm here to do, but I'm not doing it because I need to get money. No, thank you. Okay? And that's why many people don't continue. They don't continue doing things like they don't continue a YouTube channel. They don't continue posting on TikTok. They don't continue the Facebook. They don't continue the thing that they're doing because they're doing it to get something as opposed to getting it to become something. To step in and to embody the person that who they are. I'm doing this because this is who I am. This is who I was born to be. Period. And so that's why I'm doing it. I'm not doing it because I need to get, I'm not doing it because I need to get subscribers. No, actually I don't. I'm doing this because I want to leave this word, this good news with the world so that when I'm gone from this planet, then people can still listen to and read the Power of Awareness just in case the books are burned up. I don't know, whatever, right? Then people can actually still get and understand that you have the power to create your reality. You have the power. The answer is within you, right? When you have a desire, the cooperative components of this universe go to work to bring to you the people, the resources, the money, whatever's required for the fulfillment of that desire, because that's life calling you to more life. That's life calling you to more life. So your desires are you being called to more life. And we oftentimes will suppress our desires and be like, oh, no, I don't, that's just not the Lord's will. And we'll say all these things that are just cop-outs. They're complete cop-outs. No, you're here to decide. Make a decision, and when you decide, the cooperative components of the universe go to work to bring to you what's required for the fulfillment of that actual desire. That's law. That is the law. Okay? I didn't make it, you know what I'm saying? It's spiritual law. Okay? It's no respecter of person. It does not care what color you are. It doesn't care what religion you're a part of. It doesn't care where you live. It cares nothing. Spiritual law has no respect of person. Natural law, what we got here, these laws here that are natural laws, human laws, they have a respect of person. Because sometimes it works for you and sometimes it doesn't. It works for some colors of people and sometimes it doesn't work for other people, right? It's like it depends on what police officer pulls you over. He may interpret the law one way, you know what I'm saying? And then it's like another police officer may. So we're not talking about natural law. We're not talking about the laws of the land. Okay, I'm talking about spiritual law. Spiritual law has no respect of person. And it says that when you desire and you decide something, the cooperative components of this universe will go to work to bring to you what's required for the fulfillment of that desire. That's just law. That's just law. This is the way it is, right? And because you're a creator, you are a creator, okay? Like you're here to create, right? So that's what you get. That's your natural state of being. There's nothing woo-woo supernatural about that. That's just what you are. You're always manifesting. That's why the channel's name, She's Always Manifesting, because you're always manifesting. Because that's who you are. That's just what you are. You're a manifester. You're a powerful manifester. And so now you have to just take the power, okay? Take control and say, wait a minute, you know what? I'm going to use this for good. I'm going to use this for good. I'm not going to unconsciously keep manifesting because many people are unconsciously manifesting. And so now it's time for you to consciously manifest and like, wait a minute, like, hold on, wait a minute. Let's just do some conscious manifestation here now, okay? All right, y'all. So listen here. If you haven't already done so, be sure to subscribe. Hit that subscribe button so you don't miss anything. Click the bell notification so when I go live, and I'm going live every single Sunday, you guys are actually notified. And also be sure to check the description of the video. Join the school. It's absolutely free for you to join the school. My goal over on school is 500 members on school, right? I'm deciding, and I'm showing you guys how I'm doing it. And I'm not saying my way is the only way. Please don't think that, right? But I'm just showing you guys how I'm doing it. I decided 100,000 YouTube subscribers, right? And I also decided 500 members in my school. That's just what I decided. Now, the how I'm going to do that, I'm always getting inspiration, inspired action, right? Some of the videos I started to upload on the YouTube channel, my brother, right? He was he sent me something, and it inspired me. And then actually, it really just kind of, my channel wasn't really growing. And when I started doing this thing, boom, channel started growing, right? So inside of my school, and this month, I'm going to actually upload a training on what am I doing to grow my YouTube channel and showing my community what I'm actually doing. Okay. All right. So hello, John, Gal, Bunny. Okay. That's interesting. All right, you guys. So, hey, have a fantastic rest of your Sunday. I will see you guys next week. We'll be live again next week. I'll try to keep this 1 o'clock time. Okay. So I'm going to definitely try to do that. Try to keep that 1:11 time. If I don't actually do it live, I'm going to have to make sure I record it. Okay. So it's like a video has to go live at 1:11 each and every Sunday, you guys. So you guys have a fantastic rest of this actual day. Be sure to drop me a comment. Let me know what was the most valuable thing for you on today. And I'll see you guys next week. I love you so much. Have a good day. Bye-bye.